Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. But thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So here we are, ringing in the new year. It is like what, 9 o'clock at night? Yeah, 9:30 on New Year's Eve. And I live such an exciting life that I'm spending my New Year's Eve filming YouTube videos, trying to do a stock of them. I'm trying to stock up so that I've got plenty of things to show you guys. Make sure you guys get a drink of water. We might be here a minute. Something to eat, a drink, a snack, something. I've got my water. That way I don't get too parched. So, excuse my dog. She is here. She is loud. She is needy. That is my dog. Why you're here. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing at the very least a low buy in 2019. We will see if I can stick to it, because last year for 2018 I started a project pan. I think I did one video and then never did them again. I'm toying with the idea of doing another project pan for 2019. However, I just don't know if I have the dedication for it. And the same thing goes with doing a low buy, at least when it comes to doing the videos for a low buy. Because I want to do like check-ins, but that's gonna mean really getting into it and keeping track of what I'm purchasing if I purchase anything. And honestly, I've kind of been doing this in my life already for like the last year, definitely, maybe even the last 2 years. And it's really what the whole thing with a low buy or a no buy is. A no buy is when you try to go a full year without buying anything. And of course that's with exception to like essentials. There are things you have to buy, like you need groceries, gas in your car, gotta pay your bills, things like that. You have to buy it. But when it comes to like buying clothes, buying makeup, buying this, buying that, like, there are some people who go an entire year without buying anything at all for themselves. And that can even trickle all the way down to like not going to the movies and like not having experiences and not going out and doing things with friends, like not spending anything. And I don't personally want to go that far with it. But what I think is interesting about a low buy at the very least is I think it's a good opportunity to take a serious look at your spending habits and then try to see where you can cut back or correct that. Really something I've been trying to do the last couple of years is buy as I need, and that's a pretty big thing in a low buy, is that you buy as you need. A lot of times low buys and no buys happen for makeup, where people will say, I'm not going to buy any makeup for an entire year. Honestly, I could personally do that. That wouldn't be an issue at all. But there are other people who do it in like nearly every aspect of their life, and I'm like, I don't know how you can go that far. So what I want to do personally, though, is more of a low buy, and I want to continue just doing what I've been doing and maybe, take the extra step and make myself more accountable. I've really tried to put into practice really thinking about my purchases before I make them and really deciding whether or not it's something I really, really need, and like not impulse buying. Like I really have tried and gotten better at not impulse buying unless it's like something I planned to do, For an example, there is a local, I don't know exactly what to call it, Soporium, that's what it's called. There's a local Soporium the next town over, Mama Pearson's. I talk about it a lot here on my channel. I even have a whole haul, kind of against the whole point of the video, but if you're curious, I'll leave a link below. It's a lot like Lush, a lot of homemade products, but like she's like a, not Lush, like she's like a small family mom and pop shop kind of a thing. And so like if I plan a trip to go to her shop, then I plan to shop, but that's like a special treating myself, kind of a splurge. I love her bath bombs, and when I get low on the bath bombs, which is replacing them, I'll go shopping and buy bath bombs. But like I don't buy just one bath bomb, like I stock up. However, she's like 45 minutes away, so it kind of makes sense that I would buy more than one bath bomb, because that's kind of a long drive for one bath bomb. But that's just kind of what I'm getting at. Is like if I plan to spend something, it's something I've really thought out, and I'm like, okay, on this day, I'm going to go to Mama Pearson's, and I'm going to spend this amount of money, and I'm gonna buy bath bombs, you know? Like, it's stuff that I'm thinking about. I'm really trying to cut out impulse buying. And that is easier said than done. I like to think I've gotten better about that. However, I kind of want to do a low buy to really see if I have by, you know, keeping myself accountable. Like, I think I'm just going to keep a little log, like a little note or something in my phone. And every time I make a personal purchase, writing it down on my log, and then we can, you know, convene. Maybe I'll do an update every month or every 3 months, or we'll see. And we can see how much I'm buying, just out of curiosity. I mean, because over the past couple of years, I've really tried to declutter a lot in my house. I've gotten rid of a lot of things, and I've really stopped. At least I think I really stopped making personal purchases on impulse. Like, I don't always go out and buy myself new clothes. Like, I'll go months without buying myself a new piece of clothing or makeup. I haven't bought makeup, well, with the exception to Ipsy. I have to put that in there. I just truly love getting Ipsy. I did cut Ipsy out a couple of years ago, and I went a full year, maybe a year and a half, without getting Ipsy. And like every month I was like, man, I really miss getting that little pink bag. And I'd go online and I'd watch everybody else's Ipsy hauls, and I was, man, I really miss it. And so I went ahead and re-upped my subscription this year because I enjoy it that much. Like, it just brings that much joy to me. It's like $10 a month. It is frivolous. However, it's samples, you know, like, it's things I can actually use up and enjoy. Like, I feel like if I did something bigger, like, I think Birchbox probably, it's like, what, like $20 a month, I think. BoxyCharm, something like that. I think maybe Birchbox is also $10 a month. I'm not really sure. But like BoxyCharm, where it's like $20 a month and you get like full-size products. Like, there's no way I could use up a full-size eyeshadow palette in a month. Like, it's not going to happen. And it's probably going to get shoved in a drawer. So having Ipsy, where like most of what I'm getting is sample size, and then occasionally I'll get like a full-size item, it's just more manageable. It's things I can actually use. And I have no problem passing items on. Well, at least I tell myself that, and yet I've yet to pass anything on. But things that I get out of my Ipsy bag, I have like the full intent. Like, I've got like a little stockpile of samples like I don't want, that I fully intend to pass on. However, I want to do a decluttering video first, so that's just like holding myself back. But like, with exception to Ipsy, that's something I'm allowing myself every month because it just brings me that much joy. I cut it out for a year. And at the end of the year, I was like, man, I really miss it, so I brought it back. However, you know, if for whatever reason I just couldn't cut that expense anymore, like, obviously it's something I could get rid of, but that's not the whole point of this whole doing a low buy thing. But, yeah, I just think it might be interesting to do a low buy this year. And, I mean, quite frankly, like I said, I don't know how much is really going to change my personal life. I've actually got, like, a whole list of videos on my phone of things I kind of want to talk about, kind of that plays into this, like considering things that I've just like stopped buying in general, like paper towels, like tissue, like you blow your nose, like I don't buy that stuff anymore. I got rid of it a couple of years ago, and my life has been fine without it. And that might sound crazy to some people, and of course I'm not going into a lot of depth of what I'm using as a substitute, though it shouldn't be too hard to fill in the blanks with, like, you know, a hanky, a handkerchief. But like, there are things like that I've completely cut out, and I'm thinking about, like, I'm going to do a whole video talking about things that I've stopped buying that are like so commonplace that people are constantly replacing, and yet it's things that you're just throwing away, you know, when you can, you know, for example, instead of buying tissues that you blow your nose on and throw away, you can get a handkerchief, throw it in the washing machine, and then, you know, continue to use it. Like, it's not, you're not throwing away money, you know. That's just the way I look at it. And I've really cut back in a lot of areas in my life, and I don't know, like, the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that I can cut back on would be going out to eat, and that's hard. I love going out to eat, and I don't know. I kind of, like, for the first couple months, maybe just want to keep track of how often I'm going out to eat, in the sense of going out to eat and paying for it. My mom a lot of times when she gets paid, will take me out to eat. I don't have to pay for it, so I'm always down. I've also gotten really bad about buying food from the cafe at my work, and I would like to get into a better habit of taking my lunch to work. So we'll see. I feel like those are the areas I can really focus on working on for cutting back spending, would be going out to eat and buying lunch at work versus bringing my own lunch. However, I'm very good at sending my husband a lunch so that he doesn't have to go buy food. So, but even with that, with the going out to eat thing, here the past, I'd say 2 months, I think I really started trying to crack down in November. I really started trying to put a focus on eating more at home versus going out for lunch, because it's so easy. Like, it's just me and my son. My son's 2, and it's so easy. Just like run up the street and get some fast food, you know? Like, it's so easy versus staying at home and cooking lunch. And I've really been trying to put like a focus on cooking lunch, cooking dinner, and then making sure we eat our leftovers, because that's money. We spend money on our groceries. You cook the food, you eat the food, you put the leftovers in the fridge, and then within a week you gotta throw them out if you haven't eaten them, and that's money down the drain. So like, I'm really trying to put a focus into, okay, these are our leftovers, we need to eat them. So that's something we're trying to like regroup on. It's something I come back to every couple of months, because I'll start to notice that we're just getting away from that process. And that's typically when I realize that I don't have very many storage containers in my cabinet. They're all in my fridge, and everything that's in my fridge is moldy because it's been in there for way too long. And that's when I gotta like reset my mindset and be like, okay, we gotta get back to focusing on what's in the fridge, eating what's in the fridge, and not, making more food when we have perfectly good leftovers. Like I told my husband, like tonight I made a chicken Alfredo, and we had leftovers, and I told my husband, I was like, okay, this needs to be our lunch for tomorrow. And then we had pork chorizo. We did breakfast burritos the other night for dinner. We had some leftovers, and I think we'll probably eat that for breakfast tomorrow. Thank you, Haley, for the suggestion on what to do with the pork chorizo. I had a whole vlog a while back. I'd link it, but I don't even remember what that vlog was. But I ended up picking up some pork chorizo, and I didn't know what to do with it. I got it as a free sample from Kroger, and I had no idea what to do with it. And I was in a vlog, and I was talking about it, and Haley suggested breakfast burritos. So we've got some leftovers of that we need to eat, and some veggies leftovers from tonight that we need to eat. So that's, that's breakfast and lunch for tomorrow. That's already cooked and in the fridge and ready to go. It just needs to be reheated. Problem solved. And then I just got to figure out something out for dinner, like easy peasy. However, like our go-to would be like, okay, let's get up in the morning since it's New Year's, my husband has it off, let's go to the gas station, let's get a pop, get some donuts, but we even have like 3 donuts sitting in our kitchen right now, that my husband had picked up earlier in the week from an Amish store that he stopped at on his way home from work, a little Amish market, and they're really good donuts. I just think we're kind of getting sick of them because he bought like a dozen. We've eaten a lot of them. However, we have like 3 left, and so like instead of buying donuts tomorrow morning, we should eat the donuts we have on hand. One of those things. So it's just really trying to keep the mindset of like, even if we're over the food that we have here, we've had it, we don't really want to, we like it, but like we're just over it, like go ahead and eating it anyways. And that's just kind of boring, like I don't know. It's just changing the mindset, working on that up there. It's, that comes back to impulse buying, changing your mindset when you're out shopping and realizing that you really need to think about your purchases before you make them. I remember growing up, my mom would tell me, it's okay to sleep on it. If you see something you really, really want, sleep on it, go to bed. And if you wake up still wanting it, okay, then maybe go and buy it. And I also was told always, it doesn't hurt to want, and it's okay to window shop. So those are just, I guess rules to live by. Things to think about when you're out shopping, that it's okay to look at it and think about it. But like, I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to repeat myself, but words of wisdom and such, I guess, are eluding me. I don't have a whole lot to say as far as motivation, I guess, other than just, really thinking about your purchases before you make them, and maybe sleeping on it before buying it. It's okay if it sits in your cart on Amazon a while before you buy it. I guess it might be another place worth cutting back. Granted, that might be more for other people than for us. But it's online shopping, having to pay for shipping. Like, shipping and handling just adds up. And I feel like the way they get you is they're like, oh, we'll waive like our $5 shipping fee if you spend $50. And you might be on there like, okay, say you buy like a $30 item, I don't know. And they're like, well, if you spend $50, you'll get free shipping. And so you're like, okay, better spend like that extra $20 so I don't have to spend $5 on shipping. You know, like, isn't that just kind of ridiculous? But I feel like that's how they get you. You know, it's all the marketing and stuff. You have to like think past the marketing and see past the marketing to like, okay, but like, is spending an extra $20 on junk I don't need worth it? Or should I just pay the $5 in shipping? Or should I go to the store and buy it myself versus having it shipped to me for $5? That's another thing, you know, that's another thing. And like, we're all about, in this day and age, like instant gratification and not having to be bothered to do things. Whereas, you know, like a lot of stores, like I know JCPenney is one of them, because I used to, oh my gosh, you guys, I had credit cards when I was younger. Got myself in a mess of trouble. Kind of thinking about doing a video on that. But I did so much shopping with JCPenney because I had a JCPenney card. And like, I would refuse to pay for the shipping and handling, typically. So I would have it shipped to the store and then go pick it up from the store. And that's an option. Like, if you have to buy it online, but you're buying it through a retailer, a lot of times you can have it shipped to the store for free. So it's like, why pay the shipping and handling if you don't have to? You know, like workarounds. I don't know where we got off on that subject. What is that to do with low buys? I mean, I guess it kind of counts. But yeah, I guess it's just kind of like me coming on here, talking a little bit about it. I'm not putting in any like major rules on myself, I suppose. Mainly just for the fact that I feel like this is something that I've been personally working on off camera for a couple of years now. And of course, this is with exception to my child, and maybe I should implement it there. Even still, like, I feel like when it comes to his stuff, like, we're fairly minimal or heading in that direction. And I'm pregnant with baby number 2, and we've got to buy things for this kiddo. So, I don't know. That's kind of like a tricky situation. I try to do a lot of secondhand purchases if I can, especially when it comes to kids' clothes and stuff. But I've noticed a lot of times, like when I go to like I don't care about brands. Brands aren't important to me. Like, if I can find my kid Nike clothes for cheap, sure, fine, whatever. Or if somebody wants to buy him Nike, fantastic, we'll use it. But typically, if I buy him new clothes, it's Grandma's. And the way I look at it is like, yeah, I could go to like the thrift store and probably buy him like Nike or Under Armour for like $5 or $10 for a top, or I could go buy him a brand new outfit from Grandma's for $10. You know, like, I don't know. That's just kind of where I think about it. And I guess, you know, you could argue the semantics of, you know, the environment, and that it'd be better to buy the secondhand name brand item at $10 than it is to spend $10 on Grandma's for a brand new item. So I guess that's some place you could argue, but that's not what we're getting into when it comes to the low buys. We're just talking about finances here. And if I could buy it brand new for cheaper than used, like, that's typically the direction I'm going to go in. So I don't know. I guess is where we're kind of at right now in my thought process. You know, my goals are just continue doing what I've been doing and thinking about my purchases. And, you know, to try to cut back impulse buying wherever I can. I want to cut back on how much I go out to eat, just like impulsively. Like, I went through McDonald's today. I didn't need to. We had food here at the house, but I was heading home from an event that I had and stopped at McDonald's. I mean, didn't need to, but I did it. So I kind of, you know, I want to keep track of that. I feel like that's an area that I can work on personally, is how much I'm getting fast food and going out to eat, and working on making sure that we eat our leftovers in the refrigerator before they go bad. I feel like those are just areas for a low buy that I can really focus on. So if you guys are interested in this idea or doing it with me, let me know in the comments below. If you've ever done a low buy or a no buy, let me know in the comments below. Let us know how it went. Yeah, and I guess I'll check in with you guys maybe in a month. You know, maybe we'll check back in February and see where we're at. I'm kind of debating between every month or every 3 months. We'll see. We shall see. But don't even forget about this idea. I mean, filming it wise. Like I said, I've been implementing these things in the areas of my life for like the past year, but like I've never filmed it. So I think we'll leave things off here. Thank you so much for watching, and check. I'm so cold, you guys. I need to put my heater on. I'm like having a hard time talking. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.